This is ABC 7 News at 6 on the road, live from Dover Foxcroft.
Presented by the Center Heater, Gas Fluid Supply, and the QC Control. Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Beth Jones, and as you can see, it is Friday night, and we are on the road, and tonight we are fortunate enough to be spending this show in Dover Foxcroft.
And I'm Peter Dubois. We have lots to talk about all the things happening here in Dover Foxcroft, including the Maine Whoopie Pie Festival, which a lot of people are looking forward to this weekend. We'll get to all of that coming up later in the show. But
first, we do have some news to tell you about. Starting off here in Dover Foxcroft, a food center here is breaking the stigma surrounding food insecurity as they've developed a new model to support those residing in Maine's highlands. Now, AJ Douglas strolled the aisles along with a volunteer to learn what changes are being made to better address this crisis.
And so you come in, you grab a cart, and you shop as you would at a grocery store, only you're getting the best deal ever.
Imagine a grocery store that offers a grocery shopping experience at no cost or limitations. Well, in Dover Foxcroft, the Piscataquis Regional Food Center has done just that, as the food bank has decided to move away from the previous practice of handing out pre-selected food boxes.
The boxes worked, like I said, for COVID, but it was what we could get at the time, so they got a standard box. When they walk in and see the fresh produce or 9 different kinds of tomatoes on the shelf, crushed, puree, all the different brandings, their faces light up.
Members of the food center say allowing shoppers the right to choose empowers them so they aren't afraid to ask for help, pushing an everyday shopping experience.
The main priorities for us is to restore dignity in the emergency food system. It's really a traumatic experience. When you're in crisis and you're worried about where your next meal is going to come from, the last thing you want to worry about is how you're going to be treated.
Seeing a sriracha on the shelf, and you never think, oh, they may not take it, but sriracha falls off the shelf as quickly as the tomatoes do.
The food center serves about 150 residents of Piscataquis, Penobscot, and Somerset counties by distributing food purchased from Good Samaritan Food Bank, private donations, and partnerships with grocers like Hannaford.
The gift that we give by providing food to the community is beyond measure.
The food center is open Tuesday, Friday, and every first Saturday by appointment. In Dover Foxcroft, AJ Douglas for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Late Thursday night, the House narrowly passed Governor Mills' abortion care expansion bill by a 74-72 vote. Now with that bill in the hands of the Senate, our Matthew Juroncic spoke to lawmakers on both sides of the aisle about that decision.
I felt like the committee did really great work, and I was pleased that the House voted out that report.
If this law goes through, somebody decides they don't want them for whatever reason, they can just kill them. And that's what it is. It's killing babies.
24 hours after the House voted in favor of LD 1619, legislators expressed their feelings surrounding the chaotic night.
I know that the House has been working really hard. I respect all of the hard work that's going on there, and we're ready to do work that comes to us in the Senate.
To see that they didn't have the votes, they tabled the bill for 5 hours after they said it was going to be a 30-minute break. In order to twist arms and threaten people and bully people in order to get the votes to pass this, like in the wee hours of the evening when some legislators had to leave and couldn't be present for the vote. I mean, that's not how this process is supposed to work.
In spite of a divided legislature, Mainer Abby Strout-Bentz is pleased with the outcome.
This bill is really important for Mainers to get the health care they need around pregnancy in our state without having to travel to Colorado or other states to access the care they need.
Speaking to lawmakers, they say LD 1619 has a chance to be voted on by the Senate as early as this evening. In Augusta, Matthew Juroncic, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
In a statement addressing LD 1619 and its passage in the House, Bishop Robert Dealey of the Roman Catholic Diocese of Portland said, quote, "This is a sad day. This is immoral. This is not a fetus. It is an unborn child with everything ready for birth. That is not an issue between a woman and her medical provider. It is a woman, her medical provider, and an unborn child. This measure eliminates any protections for children who cannot speak for themselves but will suffer because of it. End quote.
In other news, Belfast police say they're cracking down on speeding this summer. Our David Ledford spent the day with officers to learn why.
1205. You're going to be seeing a lot more of the Belfast Police Department cruisers out there.
Belfast police are ramping up efforts to pull over drivers with a lead foot to increase safety and reduce crashes throughout the city. The department received federal funding from the Maine Bureau of Highway Safety, which will translate to 2,000 working hours for officers to patrol busy roadways. Officers say they hope the increased presence will change driver behavior.
Anytime that we do any sort of speed enforcement or directed patrol or stop a car, we're affecting everybody that drives past that vehicle. When somebody drives past an officer that stopped a car, it makes them a little bit more mindful and cautious and careful. We just want to make sure that we keep the speed down and keep the community as safe as we can.
The driver was warned for speed.
Police are targeting downtown intersections, on and off ramps, and various other locations throughout the city where they say drivers tend to speed. In addition, officers say they hope to educate drivers during what is typically a busy time of the year for the city's roadways.
As summer tourism season kicks into high gear and more drivers hit the roads, police say it's important to remember the true dangers of speeding.
The summer traffic gets very intense here because it's a popular tourist destination spot. When a vehicle has a collision at 5 miles an hour versus a vehicle has a collision at higher speeds, incidents of death and serious bodily injury are greater when there's speed.
Officers say that road safety is a shared responsibility and want to remind members of the community that they can always bring their concerns to the department.
If you have a particular speed-related issue or a vehicle that is a common offender in your area, we'd love to hear about it.
In Belfast, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
All right, well, here in Dover Foxcroft, it is a beautiful, sunshiny day.
Yeah.
I mean, we couldn't have asked for a better day, weather-wise, for our on-the-road show.
Yeah, it's definitely toasty warm. There's a light breeze, plenty, it's a beautiful downtown, so there's plenty to see and do if you want to come down and hang out. And hopefully you all at home are enjoying equally great weather as we are. Yep. Let's get a first check of our forecast and see what's coming our way tonight.
Thank you, Beth and Peter. Our first weather today is brought to you by Proddy Auto Body. It is located on 26 Summer Street in Dover, Foxcroft. All right, let's take a look at those temperatures out there today. It got pretty hot in Bangor. We have a high of 81. A little chillier near the coast. We see 72 at Bar Harbor, almost 10 degrees cooler. And if you take a look up north near Clayton Lake, high of 86 today. And just to the right of them is 88. So it was hot up north today. Usually it's a little bit cooler. But let's take a look at the radar right now. Clear in our area for now, but that's going to change going into tonight and tomorrow. We do have some more showers on the way for you guys. And we can see on the resolution forecast, it looks like by Saturday evening is when most of those storms are going to come. We do have a few isolated thunderstorms up well that'll be up north, so those may drop some more heavier local rainfall amounts. But other than that, it should just be some more widespread showers and a few rumble of thunder coming through our area. But going in through tonight, we're going to have some cloudy skies throughout tonight, and the lows will be in the low 60s. Before we get into the morning, it should raise to the upper 70s. Beth and Peter?
All right, and coming up, we're going to learn a lot about many of the great things that are happening here in Dover, Foxcroft, and the surrounding area.
Yep, there's that and so much more. Stay with us.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Dover, Foxcroft, is sponsored by Engstrom's Auto Service. We're a full-service auto repair and tire service located in Guilford. At Loyalty Inc., we offer custom artwork, friendly service, clean, sterile environment, and affordable pricing. Loyalty Inc., our colors never fade. Gas, Horse Supply, and Western Wear of Orono. Everything Western for the entire family. Cowboy boots and hats, Wrangler jeans, and more. On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Dover Foxcroft, is sponsored by Rowell's Garage in Dover Foxcroft, proudly sponsoring local community events since 1946. Stop by Whitney's Variety in Dover Foxcroft for Chester chicken and a wide selection of beverages, including beer and soda. McCusick Petroleum, your local supplier of heating oil, propane, and selling a broad range of boilers, furnaces, and water heaters.
Some things are worth waiting for. Something reliable, something loyal, something long-lasting. A 6-year warranty? Coyote's got that. One machine for all the dirty work? Count on Coyote. Coyote won't break your heart, and Whittemore & Sons got the deals that won't break the bank. So quit swiping and settling for less. Slide into Whittemore & Sons and be treated like family by a family who cares. 257 Waterville Road, Skowhegan.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. I am here with the Executive Director of the Piscataquis Chamber of Commerce, Denise Bazzelli. Thank you, Denise, so much for joining us today.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
And we're going to be talking about some of the great things happening here in Dover-Foxcroft and around the area. Tell me about what people can expect this summer.
Piscataquis County is fantastic in the summer. We always really look forward to the events. Coming up in July, we've got the Monson Summer Festival and the Piscataquis River Festival, which happens in Guilford. That's the 15th and the 29th for the River Festival. We have the Red Hot Dog Festival coming up in Dexter. That's happening on August the 12th. And then in Milo, it's kind of a big year for Milo. It's their bicentennial year, so they have incredible events happening all year long. And it's right on our homepage. It says Milo right on our homepage. If you click on it, it literally gives you an entire list of all their events this year, so highly recommend checking that out.
That's fantastic, and just always amazing to celebrate Maine's rich history, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Right. And also, I understand that right here in Dover-Foxcroft, that there's some beautification going on, some projects in the works. Can you tell me more about that?
Yes, there's a lot of development that's in the works for the next few years. Right behind us here at this corner of Route 7 in East Maine, they're going to be widening that so that provides more clearance for trucks trying to make this turn, so they don't keep taking that light out. Right. In a couple of years, we're going to be replacing the Essex Street Bridge, which is over by Rowell's Garage. They're going to make that wider and just provide more room. And then we've got a couple of feasibility studies that are happening right now. One is for the Mayo Dam right here. It hasn't been producing power since Moosehead Manufacturing shut down. So we're looking at a feasibility study to determine how we can revitalize and kind of redevelop the mill, keeping fish passage in mind, but also how can we better utilize that for the town? And then up at Monument Square, we're doing a study for that area as well, which is going to be fantastic.
Just sounds like a great time to be here, an exciting time for those that live in the area as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right.
Big things are coming. We're excited.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be right back after the break with sports and your full 5-day forecast. Stay with us.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Dover-Foxcroft, is sponsored by Johnson Foundations, full concrete foundations, floors, pool areas, slabs, specialty walkways, and walls. See Dover Ford for a new vehicle or a wide selection of pre-owned vehicles, now offering free state inspections. Presented by Maine Whoopie Pie Festival, visit their website to get your VIP entrance passes, tokens, and parking passes.
When outdoors, some people like it hot and some people like it cold. However, when indoors, most people like it comfortably warm. Choose a Boderas boiler from McCusick Petroleum Company to provide you with comfortable and efficient heat. They also offer sales and service on many brands of furnaces, boilers, and water heaters. McCusick Petroleum Company delivers oil and LP gas to homes and businesses throughout the Pequot region. If you'd like more information on pricing or service, call or stop by our office in Dover-Foxcroft.
Should I be selling right now? I gotta get a bigger place. What's my house worth? What do you think? What's my house really worth? How do I buy a house?
What if I don't have time to see it in person?
What is going on with this housing market?
You have questions. We can take the guesswork out of that. Contact a RE/MAX collaborative agent today. We service all of Maine.
If you're waiting for a sign that it's time to finally tackle that window or patio door project you've been putting off, here it is. Renewal by Andersen's incredible Window Replacement Days celebration. Act now, because during this limited time event, you'll get stunning custom replacement windows and patio doors for less. Get all the benefits of Renewal by Andersen's exclusive and easy replacement window and door process, and save a lot of money while you're at it. This opportunity won't be sticking around for long, and neither will these savings. Schedule your free design consultation now and call Renewal by Andersen today.
2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups, or current Chevy owners get a $7,250 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Visit your main Chevy dealer.
Put a little more cash in your bank. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudall here. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start with some football. This week, 8 high school football programs from all over the state shifted up to Orono for the 2nd annual high school football camp with the Black Bears. Schools from Westbrook to Foxcroft Academy made their way to the university this past week to learn from Maine football's players and coaches and just shake off some of the cobwebs ahead of the season. High school coaches says it's great for team bonding, and having some competition in June is always a plus. As for the players, they can give back to the kids whose position they were once in.
It's awesome, man. I remember being in these kids' shoes, looking at you Maine football players. It's only Division I school in the state, so just looking up to these guys. They're the best football players in the state, so just getting to pass on knowledge, wisdom, and talk to these guys, hang out with these guys. It's really been great.
When I was a younger kid, I always looked up to the kids in my area, the older kids in my area, whether it was college or when I was younger and they were in high school. I always looked up to them and wanted to learn as much as I could. So now that I'm in the position to do that, I want to do the same.
Gross, as well as several other Black Bears and head coach Jordan Stevens, were once young football players in the state of Maine. And being able to put the team out into the community here is something that means a lot to them, and something that's just great for the sport of football in Maine as a whole.
With the coaching staff that's came in now, we realize the importance of giving back to the community, that Maine football has to have a voice in the community, and that's what we stand for. So, coming out here and working with these local schools, and it means a lot to us. It means a lot to give back, to be fortunate enough to give back and pass on knowledge. So we're just trying to do whatever we can to help the community in the state of Maine.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome to have all these, Maine high school programs come up here to the state university, and, really, obviously the only Division I program up here in Maine. For them to have the ability to come here and compete is really awesome for the state.
Okay, moving on to the Celtics now. Last night, Boston drafting just one player after a plethora of trades. They went into the draft with the 25th overall pick. That turned into the 38th pick and 4 future second-rounders. The Celtics wound up adding Jordan Walsh to the squad one day after making a blockbuster trade, acquiring Kristaps Porzingis from the Wizards while sending away longtime Celtic and fan favorite Marcus Smart. Smart was on the team for 9 years, never missed the playoffs once, and really embodied the Celtic pride. Here's what Brad Stevens, Smart's former coach and the man who traded him away, had to say about the deal.
I thought that we needed to balance our roster and make sure that we looked at the best ways to do that. And that meant that we were going to likely lose a really, really, really good player. The greatest legacy that you can leave, right, is to be someplace and it's better off because you were there. We're all really grateful to have had Marcus in our life for as long as we've had.
Now the Celtics on paper look like they won the trade. Porzingis is 28 years old and coming off not only his best but also one of his healthiest seasons. And he's going to make an immediate impact for Boston, and that could even turn them into title favorites. Steven says he really fits the mold.
Kristaps can play with any combination of our players. He can play with Rob. He can play with Al. He can play as the standalone 5. He brings a lot to our team. You can envision some of the lineups we could put out there size-wise right now. Pretty intriguing, and not without dropping any skill at all.
Okay, that's all the time we have for sports. I'm Ryan Sudall. Here's Chase Ropanak with your full 5-day forecast.
Thank you, Ryan. Today's main weather is brought to you by Varney Ford. Varney Ford in Newport gives 1 full year maintenance on every new and used vehicle they sell. Come visit them and see their huge selection of cars and trucks, the nice car and truck people. All right, let's take a look at the radar right now. We are in the clear, but we do have another low pressure system on the way to our location. We'll be bringing some scattered showers and thunderstorms into Saturday in the evening hours, and they'll linger into Sunday as well. But first, let's talk about those temperatures that we got in our area for the highs today. It was pretty hot in Bangor, around 81 degrees. And you can see it's a little cooler by the coast. Bar Harbor at 72 and Rockland at 69. And lots of those warmer temperatures, almost near 80, were up in the northern part of the state. We see by Clayton Lake, it was around 86 degrees. Now let's take a look at those temperatures going into the morning. They're not going to drop too much. They're going to be pretty mild throughout tonight. Bangor around 64 degrees, a little cooler near Deer Isle, 57. And it's going to stay warmer in the northern part just by a little bit around Clayton Lake at 68 degrees. Now let's take a look at that temperature trend throughout the week. It looks like our warming trend is finally about to come down just a little bit. Looks like Monday through Thursday will be in the low 70s, and also more towards Wednesday through Thursday will be in the upper 60s. So finally get on that warm stretch, and a little bit more rain is on the way. Now let's look at the humidity with these rain showers coming in. It's going to be very humid going into Sunday evening. You can see we're right up there in the very humid section, so it's going to be muggy and sticky Sunday, but then past that we're going to drop down. It's going to be a little bit drier, but we'll still be in the muggy and humid region, so looks like the rest of this week is going to be pretty sticky out there for us. But let's take a look at those future rain chances. It's pretty low for right now, so it's going to be clear going into tonight. We're going to be in the clear for no rain, but as we get into tomorrow, we're going to start to see some more rain. So let's take a look at that future forecast. Show some scattered showers coming into Saturday night, and there's going to be some isolated thunderstorms more located in the northern part of the state. So some areas up there may see some more locally heavier rainfall amounts. But other than that, this will be more of a widespread shower event with a few rumbles of thunder here and there. Now let's take a look at the wind speeds out there right now. Bangor with a south wind of around 12 miles per hour. Bar Harbor from the southwest, 13 miles per hour. So a little breezy around this area. And we can also see some breezier winds to the southwest, but looks like up north we have some more slightly breezy winds. Clayton Lake with a north wind around 5 miles per hour, so they're experiencing some lesser winds up north. For tonight, though, the low will be around 60 degrees. We'll have some increasing clouds and then areas of dense fog right around midnight, and winds will be a little breezy from the south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Going into tomorrow, we'll have those scattered showers and thunderstorms moving in around the evening hours. We'll have a high of 78 degrees, and winds will stay the same from the south. Going into your extended forecast, we're going to see those showers and thunderstorms will be coming in Saturday and Sunday. Rain will linger in Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and looks like the temperatures will be hanging around the low 70s. Beth and Peter?
Alrighty, well, we have much more still to come, including that crucial information on the Whoopie Pie Festival happening here tomorrow and some samples.
Yep, we can't wait. Stay with us.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Dover Foxcroft, is sponsored by University of Maine Early College. Tuition-free online courses for high school students. umaine.edu/early college. Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares. Supported by Maine Highlands Federal Credit Union, serving Piscataquis, Penobscot, and Somerset counties. Find us at mhfcu.com.
Hi folks, this is Barry Gass of Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear in Orono. We've been in business since 1911, and our third-generation family-owned business can't wait to show you our unique line of Western wear and Western tack. We have Western boots, shirts, hats, belts, and buckles for the entire family, and Western tack from bridles to saddles and everything in between for your horse.
Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear, where the American West comes alive in Maine.
Making the time to be together.
Supporting local business.
Starting a college savings plan.
Expanding our brewery.
Buying our first home.
Giving back any way we can.
With big offerings and local bank support, we can help in more ways that really matter.
The first ever Mazda CX-50, purpose-built for the outdoors. With our most advanced driving technology for responsive, consistent performance, on-road and off, that entices you to go further, more often.
Find your new Mazda today at Varney Mazda, 260 Hogan Road in Bangor, and discover what Varney value is all about.
Harris Lumber is locally owned and has been serving the Pequot region for more than 50 years. See them for all your projects, big or small. Customer service is their #1 priority. And with a full line of lumber and hardware items, they can also deliver to your job site. Harris Lumber, Milo.
Tonight, the intensive search for the Titan sub, plus triple-digit heat, breaking records, impacting millions. More Americans turn to the most watched program on television. World News Tonight with David Muir.
Alrighty, well, we are back out here live with Patrick Myers, who is the executive director of the Center Street Theater and also organizer of this blessed event.
Right here.
Right here. Then I'm going to Vanna your T-shirt right there. Yes, the Maine Whoopie Pie Festival. So what inspired you to start this festival other than a love of baked goods?
Yeah, I think it was just greed and, wanting to eat a lot of whoopie pies. But, whoopie pies really are that wonderful thing that's on the counter of every convenience store when you're a kid. So,
right.
There was a blueberry festival, a lobster festival, so why not a whoopie pie festival?
It is a celebrated Maine staple, that is for sure.
It's a cultural icon, really.
Yeah, I would agree. Now, what is the connection between the festival and the theater? Does one benefit the other?
Yep, it's our largest annual fundraiser, so it really helps us with our mission to make arts, education, and culture available to the whole region to engage and inspire. So not only does the theater benefit, but other organizations like the Chamber, the Kiwanis, the Scouts, dozens of businesses and organizations benefit.
I'm looking right up at the marquee right there about, this summer's drama camp. Yeah. So obviously that will be one of the many endeavors that funds from this festival will fuel and enable to keep going.
Yeah, definitely. And this is the 25th year of our drama camps that we're doing. We're growing to a 6th camp up in Greenville. So, yeah, we could really use all the help we can get.
All right. Well, it's not an interview about the Whoopie Pie Festival, unless we're going to show some whoopie pies. So will you please Vanna the whoopie pies for us, sir? Alrighty.
So you from Vale's Custom Cakes.
Vale's Custom Cakes. So we have
Mexican hot chocolate.
Hello.
There you go. This is that's a what is that? Carrot, pecan, coconut cream cheese.
Okay, so basically like a carrot cake in your hand. Yep.
And I am lucky enough to get the pumpkin cream cheese.
All right, so Pete, let's go first. Let's take the Mexican hot chocolate out for a spin there.
Chocolate exterior and interior.
Yes.
Here, so
double chocolate. All right.
I'm hoping the hot chocolate is spicy and we get to watch this on screen.
Yes.
We'll see.
There is a mild spice there.
Yeah.
But it's not overpowering.
Yeah.
Excellent. If you're someone who's a little sensitive to spice, you shouldn't be afraid of this one. You should try this one tomorrow.
We like a multi-dimensional chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's double dive into the pumpkin cheese and the carrot cake delight here. Okay, I'm having a moment.
Yeah, me too.
The faces just say it all.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's really everything you could want in a pumpkin whoopie pie. I mean, it's just delicious. It's moist. The cream cheese is just the right amount because you don't want too much in there.
Right.
But it just is delicious.
Word to the wise, anybody with a trina allergy, you want to avoid this particular varietal. But it is an absolute delight.
Definitely. Oh, I can't wait to try that one tomorrow.
The great thing about whoopie pies is the variety that you can get with them. These coming from Vale's, but I understand there's going to be plenty more bakers providing their own varieties.
We've got 20 bakers, and each of them will bring 3 or 4 different varieties. So dozens and dozens of flavors you've never tasted before.
That's
Folks,
amazing.
Bring your appetites. Let me just tell you.
For sure.
It's going to be hard to just stick to sampling.
Oh, it will. But, they all have whoopie pies you can take home once you find your favorites. So.
They pack up well.
Definitely.
Alrighty, folks. Well, that is going to do it for us. On behalf of Pete and Patrick and myself, thank you for joining us this evening for ABC 7 News Live on the Road. All right, so spice.
Yes, a little bit. It's mild, but it's also rich. If you like dark chocolate, this is very dark chocolatey.
Important.
I'm a dark chocolate fan myself, and it's double the chocolate, but then you have lighter options too, just like that.
Like carrot cake is my everything. It was literally my wedding cake.
Nice.
That's how much I love carrot cake. So yeah, I definitely zeroed in on this right away. But I'm not above trying every other kind.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Well, and that's the great thing. People love traditional whoopie pies, and you'll have 20 different varieties of the traditional whoopie pies to play with out tomorrow. It's just something for everybody.
Alrighty, folks. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna finish these off. You have a great night.
Let's get back to it.
All right.
ABC 7 News at 6 on the road live from Dover Foxcroft is sponsored by